Well, good morning. It's Saturday again. This is going to be the most disjointed, discombobulated video I've probably ever done. You would think after, I don't know, a couple years of this, that I'd get better at it. 160 videos or whatever I've got, and apparently we are regressing and not getting better. I had taken some pictures and I filmed some stuff of the sway bar after I got it off. Man, the sun's making me sneeze. I filmed some stuff with the sway bar. I know I'd taken some pictures of it after I got it off and cleaned it up and painted it. And then I know I laid under there and filmed some stuff after I put it on and only had one end link because I only ordered one like an idiot and had to order another one, which is now here and it's laying on the seat of the car. And of course, I don't have any of that footage. Either I deleted it and then deleted my deleted, or it just never recorded. Great. So here we are. I'm going to do this all again. As you saw, the sun's really bright. I did get the export brace put on. I'm probably not going to put the Monte Carlo bar on just because, to be honest, it's kind of in the way. I did order new cap, rotor, and plug wires for it because, I mean, look at those wires. I'm going to pull the plugs out, clean them up, open the gap up. I can't remember what I gapped them at, probably like 35, I think. I need to open them up to about 40. I got to get out of that high compression alcohol mindset where you run like 28 thousandths gap. Get back to where, you open them up to 40, 42, somewhere in there. Don't need to be any wider than that, but especially on something that's 9-to-1 compression, it needs to be bigger than 30 or 32 or whatever I set them at. Got the other end link. We'll get that put on. As a matter of fact, so there's the sway bar. As you can see, there's no end link. Oh, you can't see. There, now you can see. There's no end link on that side. Got a new one over there. Got new bushings. These aren't tight yet. I want to get both end links on and then tighten it up before I tighten these up. So that I know it's where it needs to be. Not much else under here. Still need to get a valence ordered. I've got one in the bucket on NPD, a valence, this bracket, 2 of these because this one is original and it's really rusty. The one on that side is missing because it got really bent up the first time I bent this up. This was an aftermarket one. This one was aftermarket anyway, so it sucks that I bent it up, but it's not the end of the world. I have a dash pad cap in the bucket on NPD because, I mean, as you can see, this one's just, the sun has killed it. A new dash pad is like $800. We're not spending $800 on a dash pad for a car that looks like this. We'll put a cap on it though. I need to put a headlight switch in there. We're going to try and change that first and see if it can make my dash lights work. Like I said, the headlights in this thing had been an issue the last time I drove it on the street. You could not run with the high beams on because after about 3 minutes of that, they would turn off. But if you drove around with the low beams on all the time, they were fine. So I changed the dimmer switch, but now before I changed the dimmer switch, the dash lights were not working. So let's put a headlight switch in it too. I mean, we might as well make it, it's not going to be perfect, but we might as well fix stuff that we know we can fix before we go and try and drive it on the street. I mean, we're not going to fix everything because that's That'll take too long. It'll take too long, take too much money. It'll never get up on the street if we do that. But we fix the few little things and we do some of that kind of stuff, it'll be all right. I got some cheap radials mounted up right there on the rims. Let me put on the front of that. Once again, will it make it a better race car? Nope. Will it make it a better street car? Yep. Those aren't street tires. They're actually the tires off of her race car. So we need to put them back on her race car. Put some street tires on this car, then the rims will match, which is a good thing. We've got another set of rims like this. Well, they're close enough. They're aluminum slots, so aluminum slots and aluminum slot, that we will get some tires mounted on soon, not right away. We're trying not to like spend $14,000 all at once. Anyway, let's get the tires put on the front of it. Get the other sway bar link hooked up, and then who knows what else we're going to do today. Be back in a bit. All right, front sway bar is on and hooked up. Both ends. Front tires are changed. So here's what we got. The front end will settle a little bit when it drives a little, and if it doesn't, I've got another set of springs. Or I can just cut half a coil off those, which might be the best option. Anyway, there it is. Tires and wheels match. Well, wheels match. Tires don't match yet. All right, new cap, rotor, wires are on. Wires on that side are kind of a mess. I need to get some wire ties or zip tie on one or the other. I need to clean this up a little bit more. It's not too bad. But that cap definitely fits tighter than the other one did. Is it gonna make any difference? Probably not. All right, so I got the wires, I don't know, tied up a little better. Not a lot, but a little. Yeah, the wires are numbered and they're not where they're supposed to be according to the numbers on the wires, but it's because my number 1 is not where I think it would normally be on a regular distributor. It is what it is. Pulled them all out, pulled all the plugs out, ran them through the wire wheel, re-gapped them. Yeah, they were gapped at like 30 or 32. They're now gapped at 40. There was one plug that was wet, like it hadn't been firing after I changed the jets. So I went ahead and put a new plug in that hole. The rest of them, it's strange. Some of them looked really good and some of them looked really fat. Not sure what's up with that. But anyway, we got all new wires now. So if the wires were an issue, they won't be now. New wires, new cap, new rotor. So at the end of the day, it's not going to make it any faster, but it should make it better for street driving, which, you know, as you can see, we're slowly getting there. But anyway, now I don't know what to do next. That might be about it for today, as far as anything productive. I changed the starter solenoid because it's acting up, and it still does the same thing. I would say it's in the switch since it's not in the solenoid, but when I use the button that bypasses the switch, it'll still do it. So I guess it's about got to be the starter. That's a brand new starter. That was a starter I spared. It was the starter I carried as a spare for my race car. It was brand new. I guess at some point I need to jack the thing back up and crawl under it, put a different starter on it. But that's a problem for another day. As long as I can still get it to start, I don't care. So I looked around and decided I don't have another starter in the shop, in that little cluster fudge building over there. I don't have another starter in there that I trust. They're all old, or they were taken off for one point or another. They were all taken off for one reason or another, and of course nothing's marked because, you know, that would make sense. So we grabbed the oldest and dingiest looking one I've got and I threw it in the truck. one day this week I'll just stop and pick up a brand new one, and I'll swap it out. And if it still does the same thing, then God only knows what it is at that point. I don't know which starter was on this originally, because it had a starter on it. I guess I need to go in there and look around again, because it had a mini starter on it. All right, let's go over here and look around. I really think it was this one. Maybe I ought to crawl back under there and slam that back in there and see if it's any better. Well, that starter's definitely no good. I put it in and it worked on the key, and then it didn't. And then it worked on the push button, and then it didn't. And now you hit the button, it just goes clunk and makes everything shut off. So yeah, we just need to go get a new starter. We'll go get a new starter, we'll put it on there, and hopefully that fixes it. And if it doesn't, yeah, well, I don't know what to do then, because I'm not an electrician. But yeah, aren't wiring problems awesome? Anyway, that is all we're going to do today, at least with this thing. So, well, talk to you later.